Guys, this is not exciting, right? This is anti-exciting, right? Because especially for someone like me, because you know what? I'm the kind of person, when I get some money, I got a hole in my pocket. This is burning a hole in my pocket. Got to get it out. Got to spend it. Want to spend it. I'm in my marriage. You know how a saver usually marries a spender, right? I'm the spender, right? Natalie is the saver, and so I'm just like, let's spend all the things. Let's go to Mexico. Let's go. Let's do all the things right now, and just let's have all the fun, and then we'll just leave nothing to our kids. They're smart. They'll figure it out. And I will give you a big pro tip in terms of finances, though. Your ability, so if you're going to write anything in the margins, or you're going to write anything on your page, your ability, so write this this way: my ability to delay gratification is going to be the biggest key in this lesson. In your finances, in your life, in your business especially. When I started my business and I started really pulling in some actual money and not just more than Starbucks money, because I used to work at Starbucks. When I started pulling in actual money, the world of photo and video gear was my oyster. And I'm telling you what, I was just I need that. I need that light. I need that camera. I need that lens. And it is there's a term called GAS in photography, and it's called gear acquisition syndrome. And I had it so bad. I had gas so bad. But we are talking about setting things straight, and and I say it's not exciting because saving is not very exciting. It's comforting, right? It can settle your mind. It can ease some stress. It can create security for your family, and that's exciting. Because people who aren't worried about what's going to happen next month generally can relax a lot more. So your home will be a better place by a little less excitement. And your home will be a better place because you can master your ability to delay gratification. Okay? All right. So this is... I have one verse before we really get started, and that's this. And this is one of the biggest sledgehammers that Jesus ever dropped on the church, okay? For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. That's Matthew 6:1. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And here's what's wild about that. That means you can show up and worship like crazy. That means you can show up to church and be you can have it all together. You can do the right stuff. You can look the part. But where you are spending your money is it actually determines the direction of your heart, and that is a little sobering because there's no way out of that. There's no way out of that. When you start looking at the bank receipts, when you start looking at where that money got spent, and you start adding things up and in a very unexciting way, and you start seeing money that was spent here, and nothing that went to the kingdom, and nothing that went to the poor, nothing that went to the unfortunate, and you see all the things that were given to you. And generally, we're either giving to ourselves or we're giving to God, you know? All right. So, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And that's the keystone of this whole lesson. That we'll go back to that a lot. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed this. Shanice, is Shanice West here? Not tonight. Okay, that's all right. Good her Sunday. All right. So CNBC on February 17th, 2022, despite rising wages, 61% of Americans are still living paycheck to paycheck. And report finds even among those earning 6 figures, 42% said they were living paycheck to paycheck, right? So getting more money doesn't seem to be the answer. Getting more, having more, earning more sometimes is not always the answer. Roughly 60% of Americans admitted that they don't follow a budget, okay? So we're about to talk about budgeting. And so, like I said, not exciting, right? But we are talking about security. We are talking about leading your family. We are talking about providing, right? Men, listen up. We have a few really basic functions that we provide. We protect, we provide, and what else? We protect and provide. Anybody want to hazard a guess? Fix? We fix the thing. We fix the things. Yeah, I would say that nearly everything comes down to protecting and providing. And it is your responsibility to provide security. Okay? And security comes in the form of finances more often than anything else. All right, Proverbs 21:5 says, good planning. Okay, you got that? That's your first blank. Good planning and hard work lead to prosperity, but hasty shortcuts lead to poverty. All right? And this is really interesting. So Proverbs is in a time when Israel was mostly agrarian, right? That means their society, like they didn't have an extremely complex system of finance. They didn't have they didn't have a government that had welfare. There's a lot of things they didn't have. Their government existed to like protect. Like they were like, we got an army. What you want? We got some judges. We got a judicial system. We'll throw you in jail or we'll send your sons to war. But like if you're looking for a handout, it's not there, right? And so in an agrarian society, poverty did not come with a lot of second chances, okay? So when you hear things like poverty and like a fool and his money are soon parted in Proverbs, when you hear things like that, that's saying, hey, look out because your life is in danger. Your kids are in danger, okay? And while society is we have more safety nets, we live in a time with more safety nets, these things still apply. We all have I wants to get your, and to get your I wants, you must tell your money what it is you want, okay? Money has a personality. Money is very forgetful. Money wanders off. It's shocking how many things I have in common with money here, but being that my last name is Money, but money is very forgetful. Money just wanders off. If you don't tell money what to do, he's gonna just forget what he's doing, right? He's done. If you don't remind him what he's supposed to be doing, he's gone. He's gone. He has no idea. If he doesn't have his notes, no telling where we're getting to tonight. So a budget is telling your money where you want it to go rather than wondering where it went. And if I keep a budget and spend $200 more than I earn this month, I am immediately confronted by my indiscretion. And what really gets you in trouble is when you stop paying attention. It's when you stop paying attention, and and this is really dangerous for people with like a variable income, right? Like if you're a business owner and like your income is really, really good in the spring, right? And you're just living it up. You're going to restaurants. You don't care about it. You just spending. You're at the grocery store getting the bougie groceries, you'll spring for that organic, right? We don't care about it this month. When you stop paying attention, it is shocking how much more money you spend, and you have no idea where it went. So if you don't tell your money where to go, it's likely to wander off. Don't tell my wife that. Don't say that that's where it stops, right? that's where the analogy stops. And then Proverbs 17:16 says, the plans of the diligent lead to profit. That's your blank. lead to profit. We don't have the screen tonight, as for reasons stated earlier. It is what it is, you know. We're too cute to be stressed. We're not going to worry about it. Lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty. Okay, if there is a book that I could recommend to you guys, it would be the Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. Okay, and here's the thing: I'm doing it already. All right, I'll just give you the real quick synopsis. When you hurry through things, you are not bringing your best self. And I know that some people are last-minute people. That's me. I love the last minute. I love the chaos. I do. But you know what? If I'm really honest with myself, I'm not bringing my best self. And when you hurry through things, it is way more likely that you leave things out. Okay? All right. And so that includes your finances. When you hurry through your budget and you're just like, ... good. I think I know. I think I'm good. Then, so Proverbs is saying the plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty. Having no budget requires no effort or planning. And I'm not a planner, guys. So this is like the worst lesson for me. I feel a little bit like a hypocrite. Thank God for Natalie. Like really, like if Natalie's not in the picture, my life does not work. It does not function. She's a Himes, right? Anyway, thank God I'm married to Himes. Without planning or a budget, we are left to make a series of hasty decisions that are driven by our flesh, driven by what's exciting, right? We can't let the excitement feeling run our budget and run our finances because it's just not great. All right, the 4 important concepts of a budget. It must be accurate, okay? And that means it needs to account for one-time expenses, okay? And this is the part that like shoots me between the eyes. It needs to be written. Raise your hand if you did math problems in your head in school and you like did not want to show your work. Yeah, me, all day long. Did not want to show my work, didn't care. I have the answer, leave me alone. Oh, so annoying, right? Yeah, you're my people. We need to write it down. I'm so sorry. Realistic. So that means things like reduce the spending or increase the income, right? I'm in the increase the income camp. It's more fun. All right, and then this one also gets me, updated regularly. Okay? Your budget from 2019 needs to be updated. Your budget from 2019, right? Because there's some things that have happened since 2019, right? We went through this whole thing where the government was like, let's just give money to everybody for a while and have nobody work and let's see if that's cool, right? And then now we wonder why groceries are like triple the price. It's such a mystery. All right, so the 5 components of a budget. You guys got your blanks done? Okay, the 5 components of a budget are earnings, giving, savings, I'm going to go back over them, debt repayment, and lifestyle expenses, okay? Earnings, giving, savings, debt repayment, and lifestyle expenses. All right. We're going to start with income, okay? Income, all right, starts with work, okay? And my best advice here is to find something that you like and strive to do well at it. Or find something that you can do and strive to do well at it. Or even if you don't like it, you have a responsibility. Even if you don't feel like getting up, even if you don't feel like showing up to the interview, even if you feel like it's beneath you, you have a responsibility. All right. Sorry. That's the truth. Hard work is what good life is built around. Know your worth in the market. And if you haven't gotten a raise in the last year, you are probably leaving money on the table unless you are under contract. And if you're under contract, if you're like a contracted person, like kind of like me, or if you're then if you increase your skills, that can be your raise, right? So we originally were a photography company only, and we did a lot of photography. But there is a ceiling on what our clients would pay for photography, because a lot of real estate photography is turn and burn, right? But our average order value when we were doing photography only was around $125. When we added video, Matterport, floor plans, and drone, right? Those are different skill sets and different offerings. Our average order value went up to like $600, right? So if you're in a position where you're owning your business, increase your skill set, you can really increase your income that way. And so, just some advice. Sorry. I don't think you guys want to hear about my business. But anyway, know your worth in the market. If you haven't gotten a raise in the last year, you're probably leaving money on the table. Find balance in your work. The secret to a good life is knowing how to balance God, family, and career. Ecclesiastes 9 and 10 says, whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. Colossians 3 and 23 says, whatever you do, do it with all, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters, right? Okay, 2 Thessalonians 3, 10 through 12 says, for even when we were with you, we gave you this rule. The one who is unwilling to work shall not eat. Okay? So this is Old Testament in an agrarian society, and this is also New Testament, which is a slightly more advanced society. And what was happening in Thessalonians there, and if you missed those blanks, Colossians 3 and 23 was all your heart as working for the Lord. Okay, if you needed those. And then Thessalonians 3, 10 through 12 says, the one who is unwilling to work shall not eat. They were helping their church members, right? Because in that time, there were people who were getting thrown in jail. There were people who... there were men who had families, and they would be thrown into jail, and their family was like, we have no income, we have no food, or people were getting murdered. And so the church was picking each other up. They were bearing one another's burdens. But there were some who were just like, I don't think I want to go in today. That church potluck sounds real good. And it says that we hear that some of you are idle and disruptive. They are not busy, they are busybodies. Isn't that interesting, right? They're not busy, but they sure are busy. Such people we command and urge in the Lord Jesus Christ to settle down and earn the food they eat. All right. So God expects me, from those verses, God expects me to have a good attitude about my job. Sorry. Real sorry. Have a good attitude about my job. Work hard for my employer. Yeah. Yeah, and what's wild is that he says, consider it work done for me. Because when you're at work, your work is a witness. Your behavior is a witness, okay? The quickest way for someone to never want to show up to church with you is for you to be a terrible worker and to be someone that everyone hates being on a shift with. Okay? Do my best at my job. Do my best at my job. And then provide for myself and my family through my work. All right. Now I do have a quick question. Flip it over. Do you guys have the chart? Is there a chart on your next page? No. Okay. All right. I'll skip the chart then. It would be, I think that we would need the screens for that. It's basically a chart that shows how to break down income as gross, taxes and net and everything. We're going to skip that. And we're going to move on to giving. In giving, We honor God first. Okay? All right, this is kind of a concept that goes back to Cain and Abel. We honor God first. We give him our first fruits. He is the thing that we think about the most. And I really want to take you guys back to the guiding principle here. Whatever you're spending your money on, there will your heart be also. Where your treasure lies, there will your heart be also. Okay? That's why. That's kind of the why. But also, Deuteronomy 14:23 says the purpose of tithing is to teach you to always put God first in your life. Right? To put God first is your blank. So to put God first. And then Proverbs 3:9-10 says, honor the Lord by giving him the first part of all your income, and he will fill your barns to overflow. Okay? That's just the Bible, right? I love it when the Bible makes promises. I love it when the Bible says this is going to happen when this happens. Because you know what? God's real faithful. God's real faithful. Okay? All right. So your next blank is, I tithe where I worship. Okay? I tithe where I worship. Okay? And then tithing is the 10% of gross increase. Okay? And this is going back to the first fruits principle. Right? You are deciding who is the most important. You're deciding before the money is subtracted what is most important. Is God more important, or is the government more important? Who gets the first fruit? Is it the government or is it God? Okay? Tithe is not a trade of labor, it's giving of increase. Tithing and offering is given because of obedience, love, and sacrifice. Obedience, love, and sacrifice. All right, let me know if somebody give me a good nod once you get all those. Obedience, love, and sacrifice. Got all three? Cool. I'm the worst at filling in blanks. I'm the last guy in the room. And my handwriting is the worst. I feel like it should be better, right? I'm taking more time. Ugh. Anyway, Malachi 3:8 says, will a man rob God? The language here is like pretty severe, okay? Will a man rob God? Yet you have robbed me. But you say, in what way have we robbed you? And in tithes and offerings. Okay, I am faithful in my giving because it's not mine. I have to give an account, and it's a test. So include giving in your budget. Free will offerings are best done by budgeting a percentage. Percentage giving ensures we don't become like the rich man who thought God's blessings were all for himself. And for offering percentage, how much should you give to offering? Determine a percentage, okay? Pray about it. And give to General Hope, to General Hope Reimagine. If you want to include the others, you can. And then sacrifice offerings. When you give above what you have budgeted for offerings, those examples would be special opportunities, missionaries, purchasing something for the church, remodel projects, etc. Okay? All right. We have another table here that I don't think that we can do. We're going to skip all the tables. So we're going to move ahead to saving. Oh man, we have 8 minutes. I really thought that I was going to just like blow through this, and I am not. Proverbs 30:25 says, as ants, as creatures aren't strong, but they store away their food in the summer. Brother Daphne, did it bother you that wasn't KJV? It didn't bother you? Okay, all right. I've been corrected by Brother Daphne before. He's like, that's not what it says. I love it. But the American mindset has shifted from disciplined saving to reckless spending. And I would point a lot of that to the shift in our culture done by social media. Because social media is the ultimate show and tell and compare everything. And you're a bad mom if you don't do this, and I can't believe you would put this in your body, and I can't believe you would this, and you would this, and you would this, and if you're not this, then you're nothing, and like it's literally the biggest compare game. And what it does is it is a massive fuel for spending. It's a business, okay? They don't care so much about what you ate for lunch. They want you to spend money. And if they can get you to spend money by giving you a comparison and telling you you're not enough if you don't that, they'll do it. It's literally a business. It's never been anything else. It exists to make money. They don't care about you. All right, sorry. We'll save that for October 1st. It's going to be fun for me. All right, yeah, so the Bible counsels us to plan for the future and live for others. Culture conditions us to live for today and care only for ourselves. Saving money is wise. It's wise. All right, guys, I'm about to plow through this, and we're going to get out of here on time. Savings is God's IQ test. Proverbs 21:20 says, the wise man saves for the future, but the foolish man spends whatever he gets. The wise man saves for the future, but the foolish man spends whatever he gets. On average, Americans spend 1% more than they make, and we just step into that interest payment, right? We just step into that debt. It's a slow and not always slow, but it is a decline into debt. On average, so save in different baskets, okay? Save in different baskets. Ecclesiastes 11:2 says, invest what you have in several different places. This is in the NCV. Invest what you have in several different places because you don't know what disasters might happen. Okay? Invest in what you have in several different places. This is the principle of diversification. Mutual funds and 401ks use this principle. Compound interest is powerful. Compound interest is powerful. The most powerful factor in money is compound interest. It is I like what Dave Ramsey says about it. It is a mathematical explosion. Hannah and Daniel, do you guys love this? They're big into Dave Ramsey, and they're big into this stuff. They're just like, oh, yes. They've been waiting for this night. Proverbs 21:5 says, steady plotting brings prosperity, and hasty speculation brings poverty. Okay? So, here's an example. Somebody wants a truck, okay? And their grandmother dies and leaves them $20,000. And a lot of times they will go out and buy whatever they wanted, and sometimes spending more than the $20,000. And I'm not saying you can't do that, but let me give you another option. Using the rule of 72, you can quickly figure out when you can double your money. If you wait 5 to 7 years, you can have $40,000 instead of $20,000, and now you can buy the truck that you wanted for $20,000, and you still have $20,000 to grow again. That's the power of compound interest. Not taking the interest out, but allowing it to stay in there, right? That's why corporations and credit cards, that's why they exist, because they're using that on you. They're getting compound interest on you. Don't play that game. Be the head, not the tail. The lender, not the borrower. Okay? All right. You have to get into the habit of skillfully using windfalls, bonuses, inheritance, and raises, etc. And most people feel that when they get a raise, it means they must raise their lifestyle. But it don't. Form a habit of saving. Okay? Proverbs 13:11 says, money that comes easily disappears quickly, but money that is gathered little by little will grow. Right? So, you need to start saving. Who wants to guess? Now. Okay? And a lot of people feel overwhelmed because Look, I am the person who feels overwhelmed, right? And when I say a lot of people, that's me tonight, right? A lot of people feel overwhelmed because they didn't start at the most opportune time. But I'm going to tell you something that a lot of perfectionists hate to hear. Done is better than perfect. Now is better than never, okay? You can't rewind time. I'm so sorry. You cannot, you missed the perfect opportunity, okay? I'm so sorry, but we're going to have to spend a second and grieve that you missed that opportunity and start right now. We start saving now. We start saving when? Now. Cool. All right. 2 minutes. I need to stop making promises. About time. Okay. Form a habit of saving. Pay God first, pay yourself second, and then spend the rest on your bills, lifestyle, etc. And so paying yourself means saving. Saving is paying yourself. In savings, it's not the amount as much as it is the time and consistency. That is the one thing that you can all afford. That's the one thing all of us can afford. No, you might not be throwing just thousands and thousands in there to make up for the time, and that's what we feel like we have to do sometimes. We feel like okay, I'm behind the curve, so now I need to just dump money in, and then if I can't dump that money in, and if I can't get to that perfect scenario that I missed out on, it's like, okay, well, it's not worth doing. No, start now. You still have time and consistency. You can afford time and consistency, okay? Save when I get paid. Save when I get paid after your tithing and offering, but before normal living expenses. And here's a pro tip. Auto deduct your savings. Auto deduct my savings is what you should have there. If you don't have the chance to spend it, or you don't have the chance to spend it, and it helps with the discipline necessary to save long term. Okay, here's another pro tip. Create inconvenient access. Inconvenient access, okay? So, you know what's wild? Starbucks dramatically increased their profit margins by converting every single store into a drive-thru. It was wild. So I used to work at the Starbucks on Huguenot and Robius, and they had like $15,000 days. Do you know what those days turned into? When they just putting a drive-thru in? $40,000. Because of convenience. Okay? When it's convenient, you're going to spend it. Okay? If you make it inconvenient, it's a bit safer. Okay? Just some pro tips. And then conduct a regular review. Okay? And to make it inconvenient, don't link your savings account to your debit card. Okay? Don't link your savings to your debit card. Make it inconvenient to get, okay? Okay. Oh, man, I'm not doing very well on time. And okay, we can finish this. I'm sorry, we're going just a little bit over. Where can I fund money to save? Gifts. Birthday, Christmas, graduations, weddings, etc. Tax returns. We converted to an S Corp this year, and I am kicking myself in the face for not doing it earlier. Good Lord. I thought it was going to be expensive and complicated and scary, and my admin drugged me into it kicking and screaming, and then until I got like a $12,000 check that I would save like $12,000, and I'm just like, because we had to spend like $250 a month on an accountant that would like manage all this, and then anyway, I was scared to spend $250 and save $12,000 immediately. So anyway, kicking myself in the face for not doing that. So tax returns, bonuses, side hustle, inheritance, raises. Okay, here's the one we don't like. Reduce an expense. Cut that Netflix off. You know? Stepping on some toes here. Cut that Disney Plus off. I'm not telling parents to do that because Bluey is real. Literally weeping as I watched it the other day. Reduce an expense and then budget. Your budget. Your budget will tell you exactly where you can find money to save. And videography, music, licensable music. I'm sorry, let me read those back again. Gifts, tax returns, bonuses, side hustle, inheritance, raises, reduce an expense, and then budget. It's 8 blanks. Okay. All right, and there are several types. Are we good? We good on those blanks? Sorry, that was rapid fire. I'm trying to get you done here. There are several types of saving buckets that I want you to consider. One, your first step is an emergency savings. Emergency savings. This is, when I talk about starting saving now, this is like step tomorrow. This is step tomorrow, or tonight if you can. The first thing you save for is an emergency savings. This is like somewhere between $500, it's like $500, $1,000, $2,000, whatever your typical emergency seems to cost you, that's what you can plan for. More is a little better, and that is going to go into your savings account, okay? And then we have rainy day savings, okay? So this is not just an individual emergency. Like your emergency fund is like, okay, we had a flat tire. That's a bit of an emergency. We have to fix that right now. Then the next is rainy day savings, okay? That's a lot of bad stuff happening. That's like when we got that dental bill for my youngest child. That was like $6,000, okay? Whew, that was a bad day. That was a bad day. We cooked a lot at home for a little while. And that a good place for that is a mutual fund. And you do that after your emergency goal is met, okay? The rainy day fund should be a bit more. It should be like, I lost my job and we need a few months' expenses, okay? So I think a good rule of thumb, Hannah, what would you say, 3 months? 3 to 6 months. Okay, all right, Mike. Mike was like, no, sir. He's like, I'm telling my money where to go. Don't tell me what to do. 3 to 6 months. So what you need to live on for 3 to 6 months, okay? And then lifestyle savings. And most people have this completely backwards. We save for that thing, and we feel like we're a big saver because we've saved for that thing that we wanted. We saved for that trip. We've saved for this. We've saved for that. And but once you have your debt under control, then you can then start thinking about lifestyle. And until then, you may need to fund some of these out of your emergency fund, like intermittent expenses like license fees, property taxes, property maintenance, vehicle purchase, special days, medical, Christmas, and school fees. And then your want expenses are things like vacation, furniture, clothing, and property remodel, right? All right, and how much? Your budget is going to inform this, okay? After, when you tell everything where it should go, only then do you get to actually find out how much you have left, okay? That hurts my feelings, and that's not exciting. I don't care for this at all, to be honest with you. And then retirement savings, all right? And the goal is 10 to 15% of your income. All right, raise your hand if this is a little overwhelming for you, okay? It's me. It's overwhelming for me, right? Okay, so the idea is time and consistency. It's not trying to just like overhaul everything. This is taking baby steps. So the things that I'm telling you right now, you're getting all of it at once because we don't have any other choice. I'm not going to like check in with you guys in like 6 months. I'm kind of giving it to you all at once. But I'm telling you, take baby steps in this. Step 1 is that emergency fund. Step 2 is that rainy day fund. Step 3 is then you can consider lifestyle savings. Then retirement savings. And like a good goal for retirement savings is 10 to 15% of your income. And time is one of your greatest resources when it comes to investing. The earlier you start saving, the better, okay? And don't take that for it's got to be perfect. It's just got to be now, okay? All right? Raise your hand if you're a perfectionist and that offended you. Okay, all right. Yeah, I get it, yeah. Actually, I don't get it. My wife gets it. I don't get that at all. Okay, then education savings. So this is how much? $50. So just to give you an idea, $50 per month at a 10% return is $30,000 after 18 years. Okay? That's a cell phone plan. And then when you only put in $10,800 and the rest was compound interest. That's why it's a mathematical explosion. Okay? All right. Did we finished your blanks, right? Say, we did it. All right. Look at your neighbor. Say, we're too cute to be stressed. We're taking it one day at a time. We're taking it one day at a time. All right. You guys are dismissed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.